Conservative new media viewers around the world, we have a result in the 2012 presidential election, and it is this. President Barack Obama has won re-election handily last night in the results. He is going to win approximately 332 electoral votes. Now, I think officially Florida is still out right now, but the last report that I got, it is leaning towards President Obama and seems likely to go to him. So it looks like the final tally will be 332 electoral votes for President Obama to 206 electoral votes for Governor Mitt Romney. President Obama also seems on track to win the popular vote by about 4 to 5 million votes. Right now, he's up by about 2.5 million votes, but there's still a good number of votes out in the state of California, which President Obama carried easily, and there's still some more results to come in, but it's looking like maybe a 4 to 5 million vote victory. Now, conservative new media would like to congratulate President Obama, his campaign team, and all of his supporters around the world. I personally believe that Governor Mitt Romney ran a good campaign, and I believe that in his concession speech last night, I believe Governor Romney called on the country to move forward and kind of put partisanship aside now, and I think that's a good statement from Governor Romney. Now, just for us, myself and John, JDV, we were always taught to be gracious losers by our parents. You run a campaign, you compete, whether it's John competing in his powerlifting competitions, myself competing in the various sports that I did, if we're competing in a political campaign, if we're competing in anything, you go as hard as you can, you run a clean race. When the race is over, it's over. And in this respect, I think that would be a good idea for all parties involved. You have to respect what has happened. You have to respect the will of the people. Personally, and conservative new media in general, respects President and Mrs. Obama. The people have spoken, and they have rendered their verdict. We believe that President Obama's campaign ran a very good campaign, and they won. And that's what democracy is. The people decide, and the people have decided in this contest. Now, we know that there are a lot of people on the right side of the spectrum that will be concerned about this outcome, or they feel very defeated or beaten or whatever you want to call it. But I believe that it's time to accept this result. This is what happened. And I think that it's also time to reflect and decide how can the right do better next time. If you are people that are on the right side of the spectrum, myself and John are conservatives, what do you do better? What can you learn from this? What is it that President Obama and President Obama's campaign did well? Do we need to do more outreach on the right side of the spectrum? What else needs to be done between now and the 2016 presidential election? I think there are a lot of legitimate questions that will come up for conservatives, for Republicans, for those on the right side of the political spectrum. My personal analysis of this election is, and just looking at exit polls and following everything, President Obama was able to mobilize his vote. He got out the vote, and his campaign did that great in 2008, and they did it great in 2012. And they also, it seemed that President Obama did a good job of appealing to moderates. And again, they ran a great campaign. He's an excellent campaigner, and they got the job done. And there was a huge turnout last night in various states and various precincts, various counties. And a lot of people thought that might heavily tilt towards the Republicans, but it didn't. And so that's kind of, again, they were able to, in a lot of ways, duplicate the large turnout that occurred in 2008. And one other thing, and just a point of analysis for this and for other people on the conservative side of things, the right side of things, the United States is changing. It's changing. I think that the Republican Party, conservatives in general, need to adapt to that. You have to be able to adapt to that and roll with that, or else the party can become irrelevant. That's something I think that's going to have to be looked at seriously. between now and 2016. So give us your comments on this in the section below. Please keep them clean. Thumbs up, thumbs down on this video. Of course, we encourage you to come and join the Conservative New Media Facebook group. Over 2,000 members and growing. You will find a link for that in the video description. We'll also put a couple links to some articles about the presidential election. I am Paul F. Villarreal, and you are watching Conservative New Media. Thanks a lot for watching. We will talk to you again soon.